All right, back to what appears to be an option situation here. So a client is currently holding 300 shares of ABC Corp common stock, along with a money fund, an agency CMO for monthly income, right? We learned about that earlier, right? She is asking how she can generate additional income without taking on significant risk. Okay, so I've got my stock. Just understand before you try to tackle the choices, just kind of get your arms around what the person has, what the client holds, and what we want to try to do here. She's got the 300 shares, along with a couple of other things. Generating additional income, that's what we want to do, but not incur, not bring on or introduce a lot of additional risk into the process. Okay? So it's all up to you guys. How should the RR advise her here? All right. We can sell 5 call options. We can buy 3 put options. We can write 3 call options, or we can buy a broad-based index fund. Right. That's a little bit of a different twist. So I'll give you guys a second. Think about what you want to do here. Generate additional income without taking on significant risk. So how do I accomplish this feat? Well, the mere fact that we want to generate additional income, that tells you one thing here. Generate additional income. So I want something that's going to pay me a return, right? So buying put options is not going to help me at all, right? Buying a put option would be helpful from if the question talked about a hedging situation, yes, but we're looking for additional income. Rule of thumb you learned in Options 101, you don't earn income by buying put options. You do earn income from writing call options, that's true. Now, I've got 2 choices here. I could write 5 calls, or I could write 3 calls, right? I'm also going to eliminate right away the broad-based index fund. I don't know about the fund's dividend history. I'm not exactly sure where we are there. I want something that's going to bring in some cash to me right here, right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, but now. Okay? So I'm going to be focusing on these call options. The question is, do I sell 5 calls, or do I sell 3? 5 calls gets me a premium times 5. 3 calls gets me a premium times 3. So 5 is better than 3. But remember, the other piece to keep in mind here is you didn't want to take on additional risk. So the RR here, to just kind of respect what the client's doing, it would be the code breaker here. Your client, you would recommend to the client that they sell 3 call options because they simply hold 300 shares. 1 call for each 100 shares owned. Remember, each option period comes out of the factory with 100 shares as the base. So if you did 5 calls, you could certainly do that. But the problem with A is that 2 of the 5 calls would be considered uncovered or naked, if you will. And although it's nice to get the extra 2 premiums, you are going to be significantly exposed if the stock heads north, right? So the caveat there of without taking on significant risk, that's why we are selecting C as the better choice between A and C if we eliminate B and D. Okay. Just a quick, in the chat real quick, guys, in the question bank, does my analysis of that question make sense to you? Are you comfortable with that thought process if you have to say something similar? Thank you, Megan. Thank you, Cindy. Okay, that's kind of the name of the game. It's just kind of helping us adopt a thought process, a methodology for what these questions are sometimes looking for.